Hello everybody, my name is Nico from RTS in the Netherlands, and welcome to this live streaming presentation from RTS. I will explain a little bit about myself, and then of course Shawn, you will tell something about yourself.
Hello.
Hi. So it's a beautiful day here in the Netherlands, and I'm very excited about this. So it's the first live streaming presentation that we are doing, so it's quite new for us. Now, RTS is in my veins already for the last 20 years, because I worked a couple of years as a distributor for RTS, and now since 16 years I'm working for RTS sales for EMEA. And yeah, we get a lot of questions regarding what we have to offer, new technology, and yeah, we have something very cool to talk about, Shawn, and we know each other now quite some time, so it is an honor to have this conversation with you live.
So, thank you. Yeah, I think we've known each other about 20 plus years now. So as Nico mentioned, I'm Shawn Anderson. I'm the manager of the Systems Application and Design Group. I've been with RTS about 29 years. So yes, glad that everybody could make it. And yeah, we'd like to cover any questions you have today, explain some of the benefits of RTS and how we can provide you with system solutions for your intercom needs.
Okay, yeah. So how is it right now in the United States for you?
It's a tad chilly. Winter's coming early here to Minnesota. So yeah, it's about 6 Celsius right now.
Okay, now it's nicely sunny and no clouds here in the Netherlands, and we are going to get another amazing temperature coming the coming days and weeks. So it's really cool. It's not really a winter. So the reason of this conversation that we have is because we get a lot of questions, right, from the market about the stories that we share with, and we bring out, like remote productions, like virtual solutions for tablets, iPhones, mobile devices, and yeah, we want to talk about that, and we want to explain in a little bit more details what we mean with that and how you can use this. And especially now, because of the corona situation in the world, everybody is forced to work from home or separate from each other, so not close in a B truck. The 2 meters of distance is very important. And yeah, we see more and more requests from the industry for solutions for that. And you know, we have that since, what is it, RTS voice over network since 2003 roughly, but nowadays it's very easy also to use. So you have something to say about that, Shawn?
Yeah, I mean, with the changing environment due to the coronavirus, yeah, the market's moved to a almost completely remote solution. Very few people are still in the studios. It's usually just critical staff necessary to actually maintain the hardware equipment. So we've seen a lot of movement in remote solutions, software-based solutions for people to either work from home or from remote venues. We've been able to provide multiple different scenarios to meet those needs. And yeah, we'd just like to cover some of those with you. And if there's any questions on those, one of the biggest products that we've seen a lot of success with, and it has been very easy to deploy with remote solutions, is our VLink software-based intercom.
Yeah,
yeah, we've seen lots of interest in this. In the last 6 months, we've sold somewhere between 1,000 and 1,500 licenses for this. So yeah, it's providing a very good solution to have integrated communications amongst production staff, either with OB trucks or what used to be fixed facility users are now able to work from home. For those who need a hardware-based panel, we also have solutions for that. Our historical legacy Arvon technology can also be implemented for remote solutions for those who actually want physical keys on a panel.
Yeah, I must say you already have it for quite some time, Shawn, the VLink technology. But now, because also the mobile devices and the internet bandwidth is much better, the speed is much better, it's much easier to use. Where you in the old days have to call in through an analog line, then ISDN, the data bandwidth was never enough. But nowadays, if you go to a fast food chain, you have the Wi-Fi on location, you can already have your communication through that network to your central machine with your mobile device, and I will show that to you, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, with the availability of Wi-Fi access, yeah, you can actually run VLink at a McDonald's if you really needed to. I mean, the Wi-Fi and the data rates are just so much better than they were 10 years ago. It provides just an easy, seamless solution. Any data connection can support a VLink device.
Yeah, it's really cool. I have it here on my phone. Right, it's an iPhone, but like everybody has. And if I click on login, I'm logged in. I'm connected right now with a server. I think it's in Eindhoven. That's in the Netherlands, and I can just listen to a feed if I turn on the volume, because let's not do that. But I can communicate with my phone like a key panel, and that's really a cool thing. It's not a party line. It's really a key panel on my mobile device, or my iPad, or my computer. So yeah, how would you do that? How would you interconnect that, Shawn?
Yeah, for VLink, really all you need is to know the IP address of where your VLink server is actually located at. We have 3 demo servers across the globe right now, one in Eindhoven, one in the UK, and one in Burnsville, Minnesota. And you literally just need to know the IP address for that server, what your user login and password is. It's very simple to configure, uses a single port for data and audio. Also allows you, now we've done a lot of testing, and we've actually implemented several systems where the server is actually based in the cloud through companies like AWS and others, that we can actually install the server in a cloud-based format. Provides flexibility for scalability, because you can reconfigure the number of cores in that type of system. Also allows you reliability, as you're not depending on a piece of iron in your truck or your facility. You're using a server farm, which has much more reliability and backup capability. So a lot of flexibility to the end user on how you want to go about implementing this.
So you're talking about, you have a server, virtual in the cloud, or really a hardware server. You install the VLink software on the server, and then
Correct.
You have mobile devices communicating through the internet to your server, and then you can connect the server, and that is what I think is really cool, with an I like Dante, so let's have Dante, a Dante card, virtual sound card, or a PCI card to your RTS matrix, right? And then I really have a full integration system, and you have quite some success with that in the United States, and we also are selling this also in Europe recently. So if you then have your mobile devices, your phones, on your desk at home remotely, you can communicate like I have it here on my phone, and you can have the alphas as well, completely prepared.
VLink provides a totally integrated solution where you get alphas and tally information between your traditional hardware matrix and your software matrix. Allows you to connect on the VLink side multiple different types of devices, whether it be Android, whether it be an iOS-based device. PCs, we have a software package that installs on traditional PCs. Support for Windows, for Mac, for Linux. It's a full featured offering and solution for remote production.
But how do we do then the intelligence between the RTS and the server?
Yeah, when it comes to interconnecting the systems, we use there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can use just traditional tie lines if all of you want is a couple of conferences between the hardware system and the software system.
Like a tie line?
Yep, just like a
Right?
Dante tie line or analog tie line, depending. Dante is actually much easier for routability.
Yeah, I tried that.
Or you can go with an integrated solution where you do get that full tally information. You get intelligent audio where you see or be able to navigate or see other users in the system.
Yeah.
And when you go to that type of system, you actually utilize what is known as the TM10K, our trunking technology.
Trunk master.
Yeah, so the Yep,
TM10K.
TM10K. So this provides the data interoperability between the systems. And it's not limited to just a single matrix. You can have the VLink have accessibility to multiple different matrices within your broadcast network. So just depends
250,
on the
right?
availability.
250, yeah?
Yeah, 255 intercoms are supported by the trunking system. So it is a huge scalable system to meet
Yeah.
any need out there.
So if I have, for instance, a system, a big RTS system at NBC in New York, and in London or in wherever in the world, then I can have my VLink cloud server also wherever in the world connected to that matrix, and then I can have the trunk master and even a redundant trunk master, if I remember well, connected to the same system. And this trunk master is managing all the key panel data, the alphas between the VLink server or cloud system and all the matrix systems. And I can talk to everywhere, to everyone, point to point, full duplex, many channels.
Correct. Once you have it connected to the trunk master, it receives the alpha list for all the other matrices connected to that trunk master. So it's as simple as you pick the system you're looking for, access the user list, and you can talk to any individual within any of those available systems as a point or other.
Are there limits?
Right now, the only limit is 10,000 trunk lines and 250.
Yeah, I'm also shocked about that.
55 cell.
10,000. I think
10,000 trunk lines, correct.
Right?
Yeah. So far, to my knowledge, nobody's hit 10,000 trunk lines yet.
No. And by the way, for the people who are listening, you can always ask the question. If you're really interested in a 10,000 channel trunk master system, then give us a call. I will always pick up the phone for that. Yeah. So that's cool. So yeah, I'm walking around with my iPhone the whole time, and I can, from wherever I am, talk from my phone, point to point, or to a party line, or to a group of the matrix, to my master control room, to my director, to the audio guy, to the camera people, right? And yeah, that's quite an interesting development. Yeah, I must say. So, is this not great for remote production, Shawn? That people are at home, having their iPhone on the table, working from home, and are in communication with their regie.
Yeah, provides a lot of flexibility. As we'd said earlier, that it can use any type of data connection, whether you're at home on your Wi-Fi, if you're in between home and venue, it can work on G3, G4, with G5 coming out as well. It literally just needs a data connection, so it makes it very simple and easy to get up and on and be able to hear and communicate with your other coworkers and actually produce these different contents for different media streams.
Okay. Are there some questions right now for us in the background? Can I use the audio that is passed through the RTS VLink for program sound? Yeah. Can we do that, Shawn?
Yes. You can feed program to different devices. The VLink system supports IFB like in a traditional matrix. Okay. So literally a user can monitor multiple different things at one time. They can have a dedicated program feed to them, as well as on-demand listen sources. Really depends on what you want to do and how you configure it. It's a very flexible system. It works almost identically and has almost the same capabilities as a hardware-based system.
Okay. How much delay do we have with VLink?
Delay on VLink typically depends a lot on the data connection itself. Typically, it's less than about 75 milliseconds.
So it's faster than our communication right now.
Yeah, in a typical cell phone will have about 55 milliseconds of delay inherently anyway. So a little bit more delay than your cell phone audio, and that's just due to processing of the extra audio. So yeah, very similar to cell phone type of latencies.
Okay. I'm sold, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
and then now our other solution with Arvon, as we'd mentioned a little bit ago, that typically will have a bit more latency, but again, that's using different codecs, which are using a lot more bandwidth. So as you push more bandwidth, you're going to get a bit more latency on that. And again, both of these are for public, can be used on private network infrastructure as well as public internet. These are not dedicated to having to be on a LAN. They can be put through public internet. VLink, very simply, the Arvon, you do require a VPN to establish QoS and things to ensure that data path, but both can be deployed on public internet relatively easy.
Okay. You mentioned now Arvon a couple of times. That stands for RTS Voice over Network. That is a voice over IP technology that we launched, I think, in 2002. I still remember that was for a very big Italian broadcaster, the first big order in Europe. And yeah, that was always on G726 and G711. And now we add a complete new codec, a G722, 7K audio, as I remember well. So very high quality audio for voice over IP. And you can fully integrate that with your intercom system that you have, right? So Odin, the Adam M, and something new that is coming, but that is for later. And that is all expandable with Arvon.
Yes, correct. We were one of the pioneers in IP audio. We were doing IP audio back, as Nico had said, roughly about 2002, 2003, or with Arvon. It's been a hugely successful technology in doing remote productions, and we continue to build upon that. As Nico just mentioned, we have just released a new codec for that, for 7 kilohertz response, which is the G722 codec. That's supported in our Odin system and the new Arvon Plus cards, and just it keeps expanding the capabilities in the audio bandwidth on that device. So it's a very easy technology, supported in all of our key panels via software download. So yes, again, just providing different solutions for different types of connections that are available.
Yeah, and I want to add to that. For instance, everybody knows the Odin, because we're talking a lot about the Odin, our new Omnio digital intercom matrix. Is the only full multi-format intercom matrix at the moment available, with analog, party line, Dante, AS67, glitch-free is on board, GPIOs, and Arvon is on board. And you can go up to 16 Arvon channels in an Odin. And you can go to 16 or 32 Arvon channels in an Arvon Plus card for an Adam and an Adam M. Now, if you have an Odin and you put it on your local area network, you connect your key panels, your party lines, your camera CCUs, all to that system locally. But if you then have some colleagues around the world working from home, you give them a desktop key panel, because that's easy. Give them a DKP 4016. What you said, upload. We always download, or we change that the other way around. So in America, you say you download and we upload the software to the key panel. And then you change the Omnio software from the DKP 4016 to an Arvon key panel. And then with a special license, you can even go from G711 to G722 and then you have high quality audio in your kitchen, on your kitchen table, when you're doing your remote production, communicated to your central machine room with all functionality of a real key panel. And that is just exciting. I made a video, by the way, about that on my YouTube channel. You should look at that one.
Yeah,
Right?
additionally, we also offer Arvon kits for the users who have legacy key panels, things like our KP32s, others. We do have daughter cards that can be installed into those devices. And we also have another device, although it's probably not ideally set for remoting panels, but those older panels that don't have the ability to put in an Arvon card, you could still utilize an Arvon IO, which is an external box for special applications. So we do have a solution for everything going back through our legacy panels, if there is the need to remote those. So it just depends on the need, the available data lines. But yes, we have a solution for almost any challenge we see as far as being able to remote people.
Absolutely. And that can also be integrated with the VLink that we just discussed before this, right?
Correct.
I'm excited by the Arvon IO and the Arvon possibility to change the settings of your key panel to an Arvon mode, because if then the Corona is over and you come back, you can reprogram that same key panel back to Omnio mode, and then you have your high quality 48 kilohertz full bandwidth audio on your local area network available. So we are extremely flexible. If you now remote and in the future all on your local area network. So yeah, it is a trend. We're talking about it a lot. We don't even charge money for it, because if you have a KP4016, yeah, that's the one rack unit key panel, and you want to change that to an Arvon key panel, you can download that software from our website, and you can go G711 free of charge. And later on, you can program it back to Omnio mode.
Yes, correct. The software is available for Arvon on our website as well as Omnio. So yeah, the end user can actually pick and choose and change the client image as needed. This is a huge advantage for situations like we're in right now with the coronavirus, as well as our rental dealers. They can easily change the device's operation depending on what their customer needs.
And that's a good one, the rental. Because also what I see a lot in rental right now is the Odin. And the Odin, and I made also a video about that, is by port allocation. You can program what channel of your Odin has what functionality. So if you only need 2 analog ports and the rest Dante, you can just program it like that. And if you then have someone who's going remote and he needs 4 Arvon channels, you say 2 analog, 4 Arvon, and the other 10, if you have an Odin 16, you go into a Dante mode. And you can change that whenever you want. So it's extremely flexible for local situations, temporary situations, rental companies that are moving around with their intercom. And yeah, it's financially also a big advantage for the end customer. Not for us, because we are not selling those Arvon kits anymore for the new key panels. In the old days, we had to, invoice $600-700 for an Arvon kit. But now it's all integrated in your key panel. It's a big advantage for the customer. And that's because of the technology, right?
Yeah, correct. We made it simpler with the new KP series in that we include all the different hardware, so you don't have to worry about the 900 different flavors of key panel. Everything comes on it. It is just literally a software download to change and turn things on and off. So,
Shawn, I get a good question. How is the security managed? Is it a scrambled audio, or can hackers hack the audio? Because we're using the internet.
Yeah, we do not do encryption. We've typically never really been asked to do much encryption on the audio. It does use a single port, so it is secure. If you're using Arvon, that's using VPN tunnels, which is totally secure. So it just depends on what you're trying to do. As I'd mentioned with the VLink, that uses a single port, so it's much easier to manage. The end user would have to know what port to be monitoring, and that can actually be configured by your IT department. So you don't have to use the standard default port that will come up when you install the software. You can actually move that to what you need.
Okay, so it's for critical situations, a perfect solution.
Correct, but it is not encrypted. Again, we typically don't get that request other than from a few military aerospace customers, which yeah, again, we don't do a whole lot of encryption for them.
But they can, right? They can.
Correct. They can use standard off-the-shelf encryption devices if that is necessary. You'll see a lot of different little inline encryption boxes.
Okay, that was a question from one of the visitors. And okay, now are there more questions? Okay, more questions coming in. What are the next steps, Shawn, if I want to get VLink on an RTS intercom system?
Yeah, I mean, to get a copy of VLink is pretty straightforward. We have on the RTS website the Matrix software itself. We have a demo program out there. So just download the Matrix software, install it, and there is on there what's called a system ID number. All you need to do is email me the system ID number or to your sales rep, and we will set you up with a demo license. Depending on what you're trying to do, we can set the number of licenses and give you either 2 weeks, 4 weeks, depending on exactly how long a time you need to do that. Very simple, very easy. Again, just download the software, send us the system ID and what your demo requirements are.
And we also have a rental possibility for the customers who wants to have at least 3 months, 3, 4, 5 months, and very cost-effective solution. So you discuss this with your local partner that you have, your dealer or your distributor, or you contact us or me. If you Google on Nico Lewis, you will find me, and then we will guide you through the process how to do it. We can do that very quickly. There's no problem, and especially now it's important for 3-4 months. I don't know how long this Corona will take, but I'm now 30 weeks working from my home office, and I just heard yesterday evening NEB 2021 is already moved to October, so I'm afraid that this is going to take a little bit more time for all of us, unfortunately. So for the remote solutions, the Arvon, the VLink, the voice over IP solutions from RTS, yeah, they are available, and we offer it for very special conditions right now, also because of the situation.
Yes, exactly. And that's where the rental program came about. Is users may have 50 licenses now, but now that everybody's working remotely, they need 200 licenses. Well, eventually this will end. So we've created a rental program so you can add additional capacity on an as needed basis is how we came about with the program. So again, trying to provide you, the end user, with the solution that really meets the challenges you have today.
Yeah, perfect. So people that have more questions can always contact us. The contact details are on the rtsintercom.com website. And you select the country where you're from, and then you can see the sales and the field support. We have a great team of field support around the globe, 24/7 available, on request, of course, and not on a Sunday morning. And yeah, give us a call. Yeah, are there some more questions? Because we're running out of time, I see.
Yep, I think we're about done here. So
perfect.
I want to say thank you to everybody for attending, and again, contact us if you need anything.
Thank you very much, Shawn. And my name is Nico Lewis, and up to the next one. Bye-bye.